Let's talk about special triangle. Special triangle are the right triangles that have 45 degrees, 30 degrees, and 60 degrees. These triangles will give us really nice ratio of their size, so we can have faster and easier calculations. Let's look at the triangle with 45 degrees. Right here, the first one. So one of these angles is 45, the other would be also 45 because all three of these angles would add up to 180. So when we look at our trigonometry, sine 45 degrees, we can do a little review on our trigonometry ratio, which is sa, ka, toa. When we look at sine, we look at saw, which is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite of this 45 degrees angle is 1 over hypotenuse, which is root 2. Then we can look at cosine 45. Cosine would be adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is that side that's right beside the angles that we're looking at. So it's 1. Hypotenuse again is root 2. Now we can look at TOA. TOA is tangent, 45 degrees. Tangent 45 degrees, we have opposite, which is again, the one that is opposite of our angle, which is 1, and the one that's adjacent on the side of our angle, which is 1 as well. So tangent 45 is a neat 1. All right. Now we look at another angle, which gives us a 30-degree and a 60 degrees. So let's look at the 30-degree first. The 30 degrees angle sine 30 degrees is again opposite of hypotenuse. Opposite is 1. Hypotenuse is 2. Now let's look at cosine. The same angle, cosine 30 degrees. We have adjacent, which is root 3, over hypotenuse, which is 2. Then we have tangent 30 degrees. Tangent 30 degrees is opposite, which is 1, over adjacent, which is root 3. Next angle would be sine 60. Sine 60. So our angle is here up here, so we have to be careful when we spot our opposite and adjacent side. Let's do it over here. Sine 60 would be opposite. The opposite side of the angle would be this one right here. So it's root 3 over hypotenuse, which is 2. Then we would have cosine 60, which is adjacent. The side beside the angle is adjacent angle, A1 over hypotenuse, which is 2. Tangent 60. Again, this is our angle, so tangent would be opposite over adjacent, which is 1. So it's a neat root 3. Now, we've got all this ratio down here. Let's take a look at one of the questions. Here we have the root 2 over 2, which is the same as 1 over root 2 that we have here. When we have 1 over root 2, we can rationalize it, which we don't like the radical, the square root here at the bottom. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by root 2. The top is going to be root 2 and bottom is going to be 2. So they are the same thing. All right, let's look at this question. Our goal is to find x. Again, this ratio would only work for right angle triangle. So we always spot for right angle triangle. We can look at this triangle here. Okay, we have a 60-degree angle. And Our goal is to find this line first so that I can have more information for the next right angle triangle down here. Now, this 60 degrees, this 6 right here is an opposite side. I'll just write it over here, opposite. And this side would be the hypotenuse. So take a look at our triangle here. The hypotenuse is always the ones that is opposite of the right angle. Okay, so the right angle is here. That would be our hypotenuse. Hypotenuse would be the ones that we are trying to find. So with the O and the H, SOHCAHTOA, O and the H, we are going to use sine. Okay, so sine 60 will be 6 over H, where our sine 60 is neatly root 3 over 2. So I'm going to replace the sine 60 with 3 over 2. And we would have 6 over H. Do a little algebra with two fractions, equal sign between. We can do cross multiply. So we have root 3H equals to 6 times 2, which is 12. So H will be 12 over root 3. Again, if we don't want the square root here, we can multiply the top and the bottom by root 3. So the top would be 12 with 3, and the bottom would be 3. And here we can further simplify it as 4 with 3. Okay, so now we have the H, which is 4 root 3. Then we can look at the triangle down here with the 45 degrees. Okay, this one right here. I'm going to use red. Okay, now I have this length used to be the hypotenuse, but right now it's the side that is beside 45. So this becomes an adjacent side, and this is the hypotenuse. So we would want ka, which is cosine. So cosine 45 degrees would be adjacent over hypotenuse. The adjacent side would be the H, so it would be 4 root 3 over X. Okay, cosine 45 would be root 2 over 2. So again, I will replace that with the fraction. And we have two fractions here with the equal sign between. Cross multiply. Root 2x will be 8 root 3. X would be 8 root 3 over root 2. We can rationalize it, which gives us 8 root 6, because when we have root 3 times root 2, we can multiply the things inside the square root. Root 2 times root 2 would be 2. Simplify it, we will get 4 root 6.